I don't know what's happening to this country.
It seems like we're heading in the wrong direction.
Rising healthcare costs,
foreclosures,
Going deeper into debt.
gas prices,
Trading away good jobs, while our families and children have even less to look forward to.
that is not the American dream.
What are our priorities?
and who has the power?
Is it us or the corporations?
We can do better than this.
And we have the power to change it.
On 9/11, I responded after the buildings collapsed. It was just one body after another that we just kept recovering. The carrying of all of the bodies and the long hours, I severely injured my back to the extent where I needed 14 surgeries. Some 9/11 workers are still not receiving any health care benefits. They've lost their jobs. They're still waiting for approval for medical services. This government has the wrong priorities.
I see the healthcare crisis in America firsthand every day. And frankly, I'm pretty troubled by what I see. It's very difficult to see people not getting the basic care that they need because they can't afford it. Staffing is a huge issue. We have to have the staffing that we need in order to care for patients.
Got sick and tired of the commissions going down, the healthcare costs going up. So I led a union organizing drive at my workplace and we won. And then we found out that the government was trying to step in and interfere, and that's just not fair. Our government's trying to block the organization process, or at least make it to where a minority can undo what the majority has voted on. I believe that workers around the nation do want a union. I mean, it gives them a voice in their workplace, and the government needs to respect that and let the people decide.
My family and I were involved in an auto accident back in 1999. I had the best health care in the world. Everything was covered. I went back for just a little over a month and couldn't handle my job anymore, and I was forced to take retirement. After taking retirement, the company I worked for went bankrupt, and because of that bankruptcy, I lost a third of my pension, and my family lost their health care. And when you lose that health care, you've lost the security that comes with it. People can't afford health care anymore because it's gotten so expensive and so outrageous. We do have the power to change things.
It's time for us to work together to help to change this country.
And help turn around America.
First, by getting involved.
And by voting.
For leaders who will stand up for working people.
Then by building an economy that works for us.
By organizing.
To win health care for all.
Good jobs, fair trade.
And a better future for all our children.
Together we can help make it happen.
Together.
Together, we can.
Hi, I'm John Sweeney. We really can turn around America, and we have to. Every day we see how badly the Bush economy is failing working families. One of the most painful things is what's happening to people at the mercy of America's broken healthcare system. Today, healthcare costs too much. It doesn't cover enough. It excludes too many, and it's getting worse. Premium costs are rising 3 times faster than our wages. A quarter of American families had problems paying for medical care last year. 47 million have no health insurance at all. And here's the real kicker. In the last reported year, health insurance companies made $15 billion profits that increased 1,084% in just 5 years. The AFL-CIO reached out to ask our members and other working families about their experiences with healthcare today. I wish I could share all the heart-wrenching stories that came to us. We got over 7,000. Here are just a few. Doreen of Oregon tells a familiar story.
I worked for a manufacturer for over 15 years. My wages stayed the same for over 6 years as I found myself paying more and more for health care. Co-pays went up, deductible went up. In late 2006, the company sent my production job to Mexico and China, and I was laid off. I could not afford COBRA premiums. I am 2 years away from Medicare and unemployed and on the faith-based healthcare system. I pray I don't get sick. Oh yeah, I'm a cancer survivor and I haven't done the yearly checkup in 3 years.
Robert in Sunrise, Florida writes about the brother he lost last October.
He didn't have health care. His job didn't provide health care. He was hurt on the job. His employer didn't care enough to get him medical treatment. His injury progressively got worse. He didn't have the money to get it taken care of. After 2 years of pain and agony, he passed away. He was already in hell. Now I know he's in heaven. Love you, brother. God rest your soul.
Here's a report from Ellen in Tennessee.
My mother had breast cancer from which she eventually died. And when it was determined that she needed to have a radical mastectomy, it was done as an outpatient procedure because that was all her medical insurance would pay for. She was sent home with an IV.
Barbara from Winston-Salem, North Carolina, tells us about her son.
He joined the National Guard and went to Iraq so his wife could have health insurance. A very heavy price to pay, though luckily he survived his first deployment, and we fervently hope he will survive future deployments as well.
Jennifer, an Independence, Missouri mother, writes,
My daughter was only 2 years old, attending a hospital since birth because she has trouble breathing. She sometimes just stops. You feel helpless as her eyes grow wide like she's just seen a ghost. When she was 3, I was offered a promotion. I knew I no longer qualified for Medicaid, so I did not fight it when they dropped us. I had no idea the terror I was to face. No one will cover my daughter. I go back to Medicaid. They tell me I would be better off to quit my job. I would lose our house and all I have worked for. Instead, we pray for another healthy day and hope her lungs mature. For today, a mother is helpless, a child suffers, and this is America.
If these stories make you as mad as they make me, I hope you agree that it's time to do something about it. This year we have a choice. We can elect people who are pushing the Bush policies all over again, or people who agree with us that it's time to turn around America. Remember the Bush doctrine on health care.
People have access to health care in America. After all, just go to an emergency room.
Now we're hearing all over again from some candidates that we need to let the free market solve health care, that our government has no role interfering with health insurance and drug companies, that a tax credit here or a savings plan there is all we need. John McCain's proposals are more of what we got from George Bush, but he'll make things even worse. Here's something you may not know about John McCain. He wants to tax your health care benefits. The choice couldn't be more clear. If we elect candidates who really fight for working families, we can win health care we can count on. It's time to make health care work for all of us, but it's going to take the campaign of our lives. Spread the word. Get involved now to elect a president and a Congress and elected officials at every level who'll work to turn around America. Sign up today to volunteer your time and energy, because that's how we're going to change things. Person to person, co-worker to co-worker, taking our anger and our hopes for ourselves and our children and turning them into action. Together we can turn around America.